And at the top starting position, we have Machine playing as the white Zerg, and his ally at the top right playing as the red Pradas. And at the bottom, we have Jiren playing as the brown Zerg, and we have TerrOr on the left side playing as the Terran.
Let's see here. So TerrOr and his ally is going to be Jiren, aka Babo. So is this okay? So it's left versus right, Mad?
Yeah, left versus right, and I think this gives maybe the blue team some slight advantage because Jiren is quite good with his slings. So if we see a 9-pool opening from Jiren, I think the red team can be in trouble.
Yeah, yeah. Whenever I'm playing on this map, Paranoid Android, I'm just thinking it's very much like Python. It plays very much like Python. So left versus right, we got a classic ZT versus PZ situation. To MadiNho's point, Ling maneuvering from Babo will be interesting, spawning at the bottom there. But yeah, so Machine and Razz, they're clearly newer to 2 versus 2. They're more one-on-one players, but I played some games against them, Mad, and very impressed by how knowledgeable they are of 2 versus 2. Obviously, Babo and TerrOr, TerrOr being less seasoned as Babo, but a lot more experience than Babo, aka Jiren here. I would give them the edge, probably, because Babo has that 2 versus 2 experience. But I have been impressed with what I've seen from Machine and Razz and what they've learned and have been putting into practice.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think it was last cast or something that when Machine said to himself, because he was casting his own game, and he said like, "You're gonna see 1 versus 1 player struggling to do 2 versus 2 stuff."
Yeah,
As you can see, they're clearly doing well, and that's why they're here now playing this round. So they know what they're doing, and like you said, they've been playing a lot, and I've been playing a lot versus them in the BVCL, and so they are two strong players that know what they are doing.
Yeah, we're gonna get an SCV scout here from TerrOr into Machine's base. He's gonna recognize the number of drones here made from Machine and the layer timing and a number of lings that are coming out. Meanwhile, TerrOr here is making its gas. He's going bio. Razz, trying to get some information here, sees the early layer from Jiren. So a little bit of a mirror situation, a little bit. Quicker layer timing here from Machine versus Jiren, but Jiren does decide to go beta.
Yeah, I think this is a great build from the blue team, and now you see Terrace supporting him with some Marines, so he doesn't actually need a sunken. He can just drone up and have the same economy as a Machine. But we did see Machine did gas pool, so he has a slight advantage in the gas, and I don't think any of them started surge speed. Link speed.
Yeah, it seems like they're both content with making some defense here, getting up to the Spire, not really looking for robust timing here for the Zerg Terran team, which you often see. Razz here making the cannons at his ally as well as for himself. Yeah, so this game is going to sort of play out into the mid game without either team taking or inflicting damage here. So I guess here in this spot, Terran often plays 2-rack into factory. Is that more common, you think, with this less aggro kind of early game start?
I think he could skip the +1 attack and go three racks and earlier factory. Then you have the faster vessel, and later then you go with the +1 attack on the Marines. But it seems like like you said, he's 2 barracks and he sits in a factory, engineering bay. Yeah.
Okay, it looks like he will go for that +1 after the 2-rack. He is building up gas here. We'll see if he decides to make that 3rd rack or a factory here. Muta's being made here from Machine. Marines going out in the middle of the map. Third cannon coming down from Razz, as well as in his main. A lot of cannons coming up here from Razz.
Yeah, I think they kind of maybe over reacting a little bit because they don't have any map vision. So of course they saw the movement of the Marines and made a blind cannon really, because they don't really know how many links Jiren made. So of course they are afraid of a bust.
Right. Love the timing here from Machine. Let's pick off the two Marines. Mutas are coming out here from Jiren though.
Yeah, those two Marines both just enough time for Jiren's Mutas to pop. So, but he gets a drone, and it's still less Mutas than Jiren, than Machine. But here comes the support.
Ooh, nice maneuver.
Ooh, this is good stuff for Machine. And Jiren needs to be careful so he doesn't lose his Mutas too fast.
Yeah, I would say that was actually really nice timing there for Machine to go all the way across the map. I say actually only because of the distance from where Machine is coming from to do what he did, which was pick off a drone, kill the two Marines, and kill one of the Muta all the way from top middle. Really nice timing there. Meanwhile, Razz is going to make the Dark Templar Archives tech. Babo here, though, did make an Expo. TerrOr is indeed on +1 with 3 rack, with that factory coming down at that 640 mark.
I think that's why Machine were able to do as much damage as he did, because he did make that third hatchery at this expansion. So that could have been 3 Mutas. So you saw his Mutas popped out late, so he was forced to make Scourge. You don't really want Scourge in this matchup, Zerg versus Zerg. You want the superior number of Mutas.
Yeah, but you got to think in this spot, as this game continues to progress, there isn't any anti-air from Protoss, so it's really going to put a lot of pressure on Machine to do a lot of... Okay, so Expo coming down here for Machine. Razz is supporting him with cannons, but Jiren's second base is already up, and he's going to be mining second gas shortly. We don't see a lot of anti-air. Okay, so DTs are being made here from Razz. We got to think those are going to be Dark Archons. But right now, I really like Blue's position.
Yeah, they have the early advantage because the Zergs have the matching build and there's no pressure, so Jiren can build up his economy and didn't need to make more Zerglings than he had to. So it all comes down from the, if you can call it, the greedy opening from Jiren, which made him get to where he is right now.
Yeah, the way that this game is playing out, both teams really have not had that big engagement, that clash of, you know, the typical biomass and mutas and vessels versus mutas and zealots and high templars and all that. We haven't seen really anything yet other than that early skirmish from Machine that he launched with his first 3 muta. ZT here playing kind of defensive. Ooh, nice DT.
That's a big pickup. That's 3 drones that Jiren really needs, because Machine he's picking up right now, his base is up and running as well. He has a lot of drones, so he will be saturated right away. And now you see Machine is going to make some spores as well, so he can leave his base whenever he wants. He doesn't have to be careful with his mutas. So, but like you said, it seems like both teams are content with what's happening. They're both taking bases and seem happy that everyone can build up a lot of units.
Yeah.
Go into the late macro game.
Yeah, it looks like the blue team is starting to put together their forces, which we know when Zerg Terran combines their forces are just that much stronger. But DA and High Templar, that kind of composition is the ultimate nullifier, or could be, depending on the timing here. I'm not sure there's enough magic in that DA to do a Maelstrom, but there's certainly enough for Psystorm. Certainly, or presumably, Razz has Storm done here. I
feel like the energy on the Dark Archons, nothing goes up slower. You always have like 95 energy, and the mutas that's harassing your base, and you're looking at the Dark Archon, it's still 95 energy. When I'm going to get that Mael? And when you finally have 100 energy, you miss.
yeah, exactly. It's like you wait for that 100, you feel like you're ready to go, and then done.
Yeah, you see an orange cloud in the sky. Miss.
Big counter here from Machine. Gonna get thwarted off here from Jiren's Muta. But lot of Muta here from Machine. Gonna be supported with some bio units for Babo.
Now
Decides to retreat here.
Yeah. Machine has the carapace upgrade as well. I don't think Jiren has any upgrades on his mutas yet. So do they both have it? Yeah, Jiren's is
Not quite.
This
Yep.
soon have it. Yeah.
Oh, that's a
already.
beefy rad.
Oh, he got the one that was most damaged. So he didn't even have time to split before he died.
Right. Okay, so Protoss deciding to come out now. Very tricky spot here for the blue team.
Yeah, look at the map. Look how much blue there is. This is a good move from TerrOr moving on. Get one Templar. Ooh. Careful.
Okay. Now that was
it? I think it was a bait. Or was it all Zero's mutas?
It wasn't all his muta. It was just 5. It was either 4 or 5.
He baited the Maya storm.
Yep, but he didn't use any storms, so there are plenty of storms here. One High Templar though, not in the mix. That High Templar is so precious. Oh, nice pick off from Jiren.
That's the second one he lost without passing.
But that
storm.
second one,
that's a big
not
storm.
a bad storm. Machine going in for the attack.
Yeah, he has the superior numbers of mutas, but he needs to be careful because now they're sinking up the Marines, and he doesn't really know if the Vassal has more energy, so he needs to fight.
Oh, this is not the worst trade for Machine, but
no, he got into a good corner and away from Marine.
There's too many.
He will end up losing all of his mutas.
That's that 94 you're talking about, man.
Every time. and that's why you see more in the meta right now that you see the Forest player they're making two or 3 or 4 even Dark Archons. So when you finally kill a Dark Archon, you say yeah, go attack, and then you see 3 more, and they're like, why?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this to us?
Wow, TerrOr is going for the bunk here. He understands his ally has infinite air superiority in this spot. Content with having let Protoss take a second base, but deciding to go for the bunk here. Really like this move. Meanwhile, Jiren launching a huge attack.
Yeah, has the support of the Vassals. But there's a storm. But all the sports dies, and Machine doesn't have any mutas.
Wow.
Here you maybe see. I don't think the red team played bad, but you maybe can see the picking up engagement. But the fights you didn't really have to take maybe benefits the blue team because of their experience.
Yeah, Razz trying to break out in that spot. Just not enough army production to break out of that. Contain that TerrOr.
It didn't look like any room to build bunkers, but it seems like there are more space to build. Actually, so he will be putting down 4 or 5 bunkers, just sitting there waiting. Protoss can't do anything.
Machine doing what he can, sending some links down to Babo. Babo going for the cannons here.
Jiren, he has so many mutas, he doesn't really care. He knows Machine don't have any mutas, and all the Protoss support. I think he killed the High Templar there as well, so there's no support. Only 2 cannons and 2 spores. He can just A-move.
Yeah, not looking good for our red team in this spot. You gotta think that first engagement really was it.
I don't think the blue team is not aware of this, that you can go out there in the back, I think.
Oh, okay. So Razz going for the back door.
Is he going back or are the units bugging?
Looks like the units were bugging for
the AI.
Well, that Dark Archon really thick. Not having it.
Did he cast another Maya Storm? Or yeah, he did on the Marines.
No, I think the Dark Archon has over 120 at this point.
Yeah, but last time we saw it had 95, so it shouldn't take 4 minutes to get to 120.
Oh, yeah, maybe he did cast something with it.
And here you see Babo is pretty much doing whatever he wants. He knows there's nothing to stop his mutas. But look at this, look at this. They don't know this is coming.
Yeah, I like this from Razz. really doing what he can. Question is it worth using the Maelstrom on these? Yeah, might as well.
That's a big storm. And
do as much damage as he can.
A lot of, but he's getting sandwiched now. Now he's losing all his armor.
Yeah.
I think this would be the GG.
Yep. So much armor here from TerrOr, really on point with his macro. Razz doing what he can for a follow-up, but there's just so many bunkers here. So many mutas, so much bio, so many bunkers. Continuing to stream units here into the back door.
TerrOr has so much. You can see TerrOr, he hasn't attacked a single time. He has just supported Jiren with his units.
Right.
Roaming the map. So the red team didn't really have much to do, but because the blue team have so much map control.
Defense here from Razz. Keeping those high tempos alive.
Oh, a little bit misclick from TerrOr, but do you get it? Oh. Look at Zenny 4 and 4. Yes, I think this shows TerrOr's experience, because he knows it probably with +2 or something. He only needs 4, and it takes a few shots, and he will kill the Templar.
Right.
So it seems like 4 is the magic number.
Yeah, certainly with +2.
Look, now it's moving down to place bunkers. Yeah. I realize now that 4 this didn't do the job fast enough, so he sent 5 this time, but
Right. Yeah, this is precisely how you want to play bio against Protoss. You want to trade, and then look at this follow-up coming here from TerrOr.
Look at that medic ball healing up.
Yeah. Very hard to deal with bio in this very narrow choke from the back door. One bunker goes down, but another one on the way with more units flooding in here from TerrOr. Razz doing what he can. Machine mustering up some units here. Gonna try to harass TerrOr. Was it tension split?
TerrOr's upgrades are too strong, and Machine's 2 plus 2 carapace just died before it was finished, and when Jiren picked it up earlier.
Ah, right, yeah.
So he's behind on upgrades, so he can't really do much damage on TerrOr's base.
All right, well here we go. Razz is gonna go for it. He knows he's on a time clock here. Ling supplementing this bioforce from Jiren.
I think the red team also
nice.
BDM.
That's nail in the coffin. GG.
I think maybe they just stayed in the game and kind of maybe planning the second game. Just maybe they was trying to tire out Jiren and TerrOr.
Yeah, that was a fantasy GG timing maybe, but I did think that Razz Machine did have a good concept there, minus a few things optimization-wise from Protoss. So I do think he made a little too many cannons, but otherwise, really good execution there from Jiren and TerrOr, not surprisingly.
Yeah, maybe they made too many cannons, but then again, if as a Terran player, if you see there's only 2 cannons or 3 cannons, especially on Machine's natural, you'll be like, okay, we can break this, but if
you want to go for it.
Yeah, if you see 5 cannons, you're like, nope, it's not worth it. We just have to wait. We just win the battle in the long run anyway.
Right. Well, we'll see what map they decide to choose here, Machine and Razz. But yeah, Python. Well, that map is Paranoid Android, but in my head, I still have it as Python.
Yeah, like I said, it's pretty even. It's just a blue version of the Python. And you even is it islands in each corner, or is it just 2 corners? Yeah,
it's just 2 corners, so that element of it, the island element of it, is not the same. But yeah, very much plays like Python. ZT did a very good job there, controlling the map, controlling the pace of the game, and really just deciding on when and where they wanted to fight. Really brilliantly done by Jiren and TerrOr there.
So what do you think? What map are we going to see?
I don't know. A ZP map? Maybe Sparkle? I don't know if Sparkle is in the mix in this round. Okay, yeah. So like a map like Sparkle, I would say, for a ZP team. Yep. All right, let's get into it. It is indeed Sparkle. Would you look at that?
And in the top, we have Jiren playing as the, what is it? Teal Zerg. And his ally, TerrOr, playing as the yellow Terran. Terran. And bottom, as playing at the magenta purple, we have Machine. And his ally, Razz. Bacardi Razz, playing as the red brothers.
Bacardi Razz. All right, well, we're going to have another classic ZT versus ZP situation. This time it's going to be top versus bottom on Sparkle Island map. Why is this a ZP map, Mad?
I was going to ask you the same thing when you suggested I was going to pick the Sparkle, but of course you have the early air advantage, but
Yep.
both Turks get free bases and free 3 gases, so I think it's all come down to what opening do the Turks choose to use, and will we see rates from TerrOr like we saw, I think it was Strudel or something a few rounds ago. He optioned to go for rates so they share, but then you have the Corsairs with that destroys rates pretty much.
Right.
But we don't see an early pool. We see fast gas from Babo. He wants to start mining gas right away.
Ooh, Razz here going for the simulator before the gateway. That's interesting. Yeah, Babo's going for the early gas here. So that's an overgas situation. Looks like TerrOr's going for 11 gas.
11 gas, and he's probably going to make just one Marine and then float his barrack down to Machine to see what build he's doing.
Yep.
But I hope we'll see a lot of different units in this Pride month. I want to see Mutalisk identifies as Devours. I want to see Lurkers that identifies as Hydras. So happy Pride, guys! I want to see some see the community come together.
Yeah, we'll see if the game gets goes long enough. Okay, so TerrOr is gonna make that Marine. Looks like he will lift it off, as you said. Later coming down here from Jiren. It's gonna be quicker than Machine, but Machine will get that second base, that second gas that Zerg can get on this map, that the other races cannot get on this map.
Yeah, nothing favors Terran players. What can we do? We can build a wall. That's the only thing we can do. sit behind our wall and enjoy the game.
Well, when I'm playing ZT against ZP on this map, I like to go fast drop accompanied by fast Mira and try to do something there. Double Stargate here going down from Razz.
Yeah, and Jiren, I think he only knows about
the
first one. Yeah.
Yep.
But look, he's retreating. His Overlord, will he see it?
You know, this is gonna pay off for Razz. Ooh, looks like it's gonna be close. The Overlord kind of went up. He changed his trajectory. We'll see it though.
He sees it. But he needs to click on it. But he's going to know that it's a second Stargate.
Yeah. I don't think it's a huge deal. Seeing it or not seeing it, you know, at the end of the day, +1 was spinning and he's making Corsairs. So you gotta think he's gonna commit to Corsairs. Machine's gonna land his Spire here a little bit late, I would say. Certainly not a fast Spire to say the least, but Spire is going down. I would like to compare that to Jiren's. But yeah, Razz's build, because he made the gas first, he's gonna have a lot more gas, but his gateway is not as fast. So his Corsair is not as fast, but he did kill the first Overlord with the Goon, so does pay off. Razz's build is sort of meant to have a lot of Corsair. Not necessarily the quickest, but to have a lot of them. So this is going to build up here.
Yeah, like you said, his spy timing is a little bit late, and if he continues to rally off the Corsairs, he can keep him in the red for quite some time. I think he will block Jiren before he can start his first Corsairs. Scourges.
Yep. Yeah, it's a tough spot here already.
And this, you don't really want to spend your money making spores. What?
Oh, proxy offensive. Barrack here from TerrOr.
Look. TerrOr using his 8-rack experience, and this is costing the machine a lot of time and spending, what was it, 8? Look at this!
Wow, this is a lot of damage.
Ooh.
Picks off the weak one.
Yeah, a bit of unsure. That's overzealous Marines trying to do the work on their own. Babo is struggling this time. Like you said, this is a PC map. Drop, but there's 2 cannons, and Goliath doesn't do well versus cannons.
No, they do not.
TerrOr sees it, but he needs to be careful. But oh, I think Razz just lost 2 Corsairs from the 4 Scourges Jiren made.
Yeah. Yeah, it does look like Razz lost some Corsairs there. Babo's just now starting to make something.
They know TerrOr is missing 4 Goliaths, so they're trying to poke in and do a little bit of damage, but I was going to say I was a bit surprised. I was sure we were going to see raids because TerrOr's second factory was started nearly at the same time as the Starport. It was a little bit late.
Right. It could have been because he was producing those Marines at the proxy barrack situation, but yeah, things are going to start to equalize here, and I think it's going to favor the ZP team because even though Razz lost Corsair, being that Jiren really does not have anything up in the air right now, he literally has nothing in the air right now. It's going to make it hard. TerrOr is going to try to support here, though.
Yeah,
good timing here from TerrOr. No range yet.
He heard you. Look at this, he's taking off the spores or attacking the Corsair so he can pick up the drones.
Yep. I love that attack. Really nice attack there. Very, 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 very well done there from ZP. Well executed.
And this is a tough spot for Jiren to be in. Like, you can see you're ready to produce mutas. You have 1k in your gas bank, but you can't make anything because, yeah.
Yeah, that snowball effect really playing a role here for Jiren after losing the first few OVs and being stuck. Really taking a lot of time here for him to stabilize. Does consider making Hive here. I like that from Babo. That's a season. That's a veteran move right there. TerrOr is gonna start beefing up some defense, making some turrets. But yeah, right now ZP just sort of full control on the map, air superiority, which really hinders the blue team's ability to do anything in terms of offense.
That's a big pickup if you can get both of them. That's huge. Oh, I didn't get it. Maybe. Careful.
Oh, goes deep for that second one. Is it worth it? Third one out there.
There's a lot of anti-air in TerrOr's base. It's taking a lot of damage, but oh, even more. Losing 2, but I think it was worth it. Yeah, 3 drop soups for 2. Worth it. Yeah.
Totally agree. I mean, it's a bad graphic when you see that. Oh my gosh, it's not even over. Machine onslaught continues, picking off these Goliaths. I mean, the graphic didn't look great for Corsairs, but when you think about it, the Zerg blue Jiren does not have anything in the air, so those Corsairs can be replenished, and really the loss of them is not really felt because without dropships, Terran can't be offensive, and without mutas, you know, the blue Zerg is not going to be offensive as well. So ZP right now can just sit back, take more bases, and just continue to grow and compound on their lead.
Yeah, it's like you said, the TerrOr had he didn't have the range, so in that fight versus the mutas, it's hard to maneuver the Goliaths because you can't like move far back as you want and fire.
Right.
And you're so close up in the mutas, you can't really run. You just have to fight and do as much as you can. What do you think we're going to see from Jiren here? Do you think he's going to try Nidus Canal, or do you see some Swarm Plague, or wow?
Yeah, I think the idea here is because there's so many Goliaths at Jiren, they need to just sort of try to play this out and get into a long game scenario, which Hive is going to be a lot more effective. Nidus could be very effective, obviously with the Filer tech, swarms, plagues, etc. Greater Spire here from Jiren. 2 goons here. Gonna drop. Kind of awkward for the blue team.
I think it's just to support the kill off the spores, but
Yep.
What do you think about is the better move maybe than going drop as a product? Do you think just going straight into carriers or maybe disruption mode?
Honestly, I think TT1 is one of the best Protosses on this map, and he does a very good job of GG here from Jiren and TerrOr. Razz Machine's gonna take it.
That ties up the series to 1-1, but let's see.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question, Mad. I think on Sparkle, sort of the first objective is to have control on the map, and you do that in the form of making a lot of Corsairs and letting your allies' mutas really shine as a result. And then from there, obviously, if you're going to get air upgrades, carriers certainly feels like a good transition. So I do favor that kind of progression for ZP, and it makes it real tough for ZT, obviously.
Yeah, I think as soon as you have the map control, like you said, like TT1, I've played versus him a lot of time in Sparkle, and every time you think you have killed his Corsairs, he comes up with another 20. So he keeps making Corsairs because he knows you have to have the air support on this map. And later on, when you think the game is stabilized, he has 12 carriers, and like, why? What?
Right. Really good match, really nice adjustments there made from Razz Machine. They look, they're very, very strong. I know Sparkle is that favorable for ZP, but you got to think in this game 3 in a best of 5 series, it's really anyone's game.
Yeah, let's see what we get.
All right, let's get into it.
And in the top right corner, we have Bacardi Razz playing as the red Razz color, and his ally in the bottom left playing as the green greedy Zerg Machine. And in the top left corner, we have blue TerrOr. And we have his ally Babo now identifying as Jiren as the yellow Zerg, sorry.
All right, Matt. Well, we're gonna get a cross map situation now. So the teams are not sharing the same side. So this time they're gonna be across from each other. The map is Fighting Spirit, classic ZT versus ZP. Interesting to see that their spawns are in a cross position. I wonder if this game. Okay, so Jiren's gonna go for a 9-pull open here, and no wall from TerrOr.
Yeah, I think that's a correct build from Jiren, because he realized that it's bottom right is hard because it's so far to your ramp, so you can't really sunk out, and it's hard to support your second hatchery. So I think Jiren just want to get his links out and take early map control, maybe prevent Razz from making cannons.
Yep, precisely. Yeah, I totally agree. In this spot where it's cross map, another thing to add to also not being an easy spawn where you can take your ramp, because it's cross map, the Protoss and the Zerg, the opposing Zerg and the opposing Protoss, as a result, is going to be closer to you. Your ally is across from you, which means your ally is furthest from you, which means your enemies are closer to you. So 9-pull, having the early ling, having the early speed, definitely agree with it. We'll see what Jiren can do with an earlier ling and ling speed opening here.
And of course, with Jiren making the 9-pull, it's harder for the red team to keep him. Seal block him in
Exactly.
Because Jiren, I know he will be hiding links on the map, so you don't really know how many Zerglings he will have. So you don't really want to leave as a pros player. You don't want to really leave your base until you have three zealots versus the 9-pull, especially when your ally is not doing an overpull or a 9-pull.
Now, Machine's probe, or Razz's probe, will see the lings coming out here. Jiren actually decides to come all the way back to his main here to pick it off. Interesting decision here made from Jiren. It kind of answers the question from a Zerg Protoss standpoint where the lings are. Now the probe dies.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit overreaction, and as you see, Machine is sending out his salads. Razz is sending out his salads across the maps to support Machine's ramp. So I think those few seconds could have picked that salad off because Jiren sees how many Zerglings there are, and he knows he's not left his base.
So Razz sent one Zealot all the way across the map to support his ally against this timing. They know exactly what's going on. That Overlord did see the Marine movement going south towards Machine's direction. So Cannon's going to come down here. Machine's been making Zerglings here. You got to think it's going to be pretty close. This timing is tight. Insurance looking coming down.
Machine is forced to make, I think the Sunken is okay because the blue team has so much, but they have to buy enough time now to let it finish. And I think also this is great cannon positioning from Razz. But
really nice concave here from the blue team. Those cannons are going to go down.
The red units died so much faster than I thought.
Really good execution here from the blue team.
I honestly gotta say, I thought this was going to be an easy hold. Great from the blue team.
Wow.